Okay, we're going to tell you about the perfect espresso shot, and I've got here with me Rob Forsyth from Forsyth Coffee and Tea. Now Rob, if there's one or two things people should remember about making the perfect espresso, what is just that one, two or three key things that people have got to remember?
Okay, really what you've got there is a chemical reaction, and that chemical reaction is controlled by those 3 or 4 variables. The coffee you use, the quantity of coffee you use, the grind is also important, how hard you tap it, or down more, and then the time the extraction occurs.
Right, so what are people, of those things, people get their coffee at home, they've got the new machine. What's the key 1 or 2 things that they've got to watch for when they put that group handle in and they press the flow button?
Okay. So we're looking at with all those 4 or 5 variables we just talked about, your end result is going to have the correct colour coming out. So we're talking about when the coffee's actually extracting and you've got the stream coming down the pour, that's what a lot of baristas call it. It's nice and dark and creamy, not gushing out like water pouring out of a jug. It's being restrained and just comes out nice and tight, usually a nice brown colour. There is a range of colours that is ideal. We don't want it to go past a certain colour, which we'll talk about and show later, but it's important that it comes out in about 25 seconds. It's only a guideline, there's no rule about it at all, but it's 25-30 seconds is a guideline for about 25 mils, which people regard as an ounce or a shot of coffee.
Right, and how is that colour again, Rob? Like nice dark?
Dark, in fact they call it like a very dark, rich walnut colour. It can even fleck, you don't mind if it comes out and there's little flecks occurring on the top of your crema. That's not an issue. The issue is when the extraction starts going clear. So when if you were to take a cup of that clear liquid, you know, get a separate cup, stick it underneath the spouts of the group handle and taste it, it tastes absolutely foul. Where if the first part of the extraction is very rich and very extremely intense, in fact it's very undrinkable the first part. There's a lot of caffeine in there, lots of it. So that the overall, that's why you got the extraction about 25 seconds, because you've got a balancing act occurring in the coffee that's coming out. So that could be 20 seconds or it could be 27 seconds, depending on the coffee you've chosen.
Right, okay, now that's a very good point there. Choosing coffee and the actual tamping process to get the grind into the basket and up into the machine. We're going to talk about that in future installments of this.
Because it's such an important fact that we have to spend a bit more time on those things. Okay, we've just done our extraction here. If you watch the delay, and what's happening there is the water's coming in and the coffee's absorbing the water, so it's going to slow it down. And look at this lovely crema here. It's a very dark, rich brown. If I just tilt the cup slightly, you can see the colour there. It's a lovely rich colour now. It'll go a bit pale, it's going pale now. Normally, we'd be looking at shutting it off about now. Why? Because if I just move this out of the way, we actually start to see this pale up. And as it gets paler and paler, the coffee oils and chemicals are being extracted out and now turning to other parts of the coffee bean, wood, all the different flows we didn't want anymore. Let's shut that off now. So if you look at the extraction's got a lovely golden colour, a little bit of flecking, no problem. So the goal was to do this in about 20-25 seconds. I think we hit about 22 seconds on the extraction, and that includes the time we start from the button when we start it, because the coffee absorbs the water. In my experience of the last 30 odd years of being involved in the coffee industry, the question is always asked, how do I make a great cup of coffee or a good cup of coffee? And I've always said this key thing is about the coffee you buy. And if you have bad coffee, that is, the coffee's stale, the coffee's just been bought on price, not bought on flavour profile, you will suffer the consequences. You will not have an enjoyable cup of coffee. You won't have that cup of coffee that says, geez, I'll have another one of those. The secret of making great cups of coffee is freshness and good quality coffee. You must source out your local specialty coffee shop. Remember, there's got to be fresh coffee and great coffee before you can actually produce a good cup of coffee.
Okay, Rob, so we've got our perfect espresso shot. I guess we've served that up in a nice little espresso cup.
Absolutely.
And we can drink it straight. Is there anything else we can do with just a straight espresso shot?
Okay, one of the forgotten drinks, and you've got to look at, especially when we're talking about here in Australia, is the long black. Now, the traditional long black was a filtered-based coffee, and the problem we have with you doing espresso is people think, oh, here, I've got an espresso shot, let's pour water on top. No. Right? or they run the filter, sorry, they run the extraction longer and longer and longer. Which, when we go back to what we just talked about, is we want to cut the shot when that water's paling because it has horrible flavour characteristics. You don't want to run it for, for 60 seconds just because you want a long black.
Yeah.
The secret of it, or not the secret, the awareness of what you want to do is pour the hot water in first. So if this was a larger cup, you'd fill the cup up to that point and then put your shot on top. And then you've got the lovely crema sitting on top that looks presentable, and you've got this nice tasting long black. Now, what we've got here is a long back. Very easy to do and can be done so easy on your home machine. No different. All we do is we start the water and we're pouring that in there, and we'll fill it because I know what level I need to go to because I'm used to pouring this in this particular cup. I'll stop the water at that level. Then, in this case, I'm going to pour 2 shots in there because that I have worked out is the amount of coffee I need to make a reasonable flavoured long black. So you've got a nice dark brown crema forming on top. The 2 shots, mix the ends, it pours down, and you'll get some more paling on this because you've got a lot of water underneath. So when the crema's hitting the water, but still you've got the nice colour of the crema on top. It's a very presentable drink, and if you to drink that, it's got the long black characteristics of a slightly different body style. It hasn't got that intense richness. It has lots of flavour and lots of characteristics that make long black such a great drink.
Well, that just sounds great. 2 great things to do with an espresso shot.
Yeah, try espresso.
I think I might.
Yeah. Wonderful. Cheers.
Cheers. Do you have any of that instant out the back?
We do. Yeah. It's better than this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Is that red light mean it's off or on?
No, red means stop.
Oh, of course.
So it's not on.
Okay, we're not filming. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Quick cut and come.
No, it wouldn't be going live, would it?
No, it is. Sure.